Hello, Miss Muntz. I'm Susan Mangaro. This is Kyle. Kyle is my subject, and for scenario 2, contemplation, stage of change. He is contemplating quitting the use of marijuana. Hello, Kyle.
Hello.
Kyle, I am your drug and alcohol counselor. My name is Susan. Please have a seat. Kyle, I wanted to let you know that everything that you tell me is confidential, that this video presentation is a homework assignment, and when it's over we will erase this video. Kyle, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm 18 years old. I have a fiance for going on almost a year now. I just got a really good job. My mother is a counselor, and she does that kind of stuff. And then my dad is quality control at a mine. So they're the only two in my family that isn't really into drugs. Mm-hmm. But the rest of my family, I've kind of grown up watching them mess up on drugs. I mean, my uncle, he just went to prison a few months back, because he broke into the drugstore. And then my grandpa, he's kind of lost in pills right now. So it's just kind of like, I guess addiction runs in my blood, I could say.
Oh, mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of hard not to get around drugs or keep getting into them. Mm-hmm. When I see everybody in my family but my parents doing it.
Yeah. It sounds like, although you have a family history of drug abuse, that your mom and dad are probably a good role model for you. That's good to hear.
Yeah, my mom, she grew up in it just the same as I have, kind of, but her parents were actually drug users at the time, and then my dad, the same thing happened to him, and they have neither one ever tried drugs in their life, so.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me what you like about using marijuana?
I've never really enjoyed myself while I use it. It's just kind of like one of those things where you're hanging out with all your friends, and then the next thing you know, you're all sitting around doing it. Mm-hmm. And then once you get done with using, you just kind of go inside and sit down and watch TV. And the feeling to me has not ever been one that is enjoyable, I guess.
Oh, I see. So mainly you just do it because your friends are using it, so you're just going along with them, and you're not really liking it that much.
No, I'm not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What's some other negative things about using marijuana?
The risk of trouble is always in the back of my mind when I'm around it, or when my friends have me looking for it for them. Like, because if you're texting somebody and you're asking them if they have it, the cops could find that and you could go to jail. Or if you bought some and you're trying to transport it to somebody's house for them, you could get pulled over and go to jail for that. Or like if I was to smoke like yesterday and I got into a car accident in 3 days, they would drug test me and they could say that I was using drugs while I was in that car accident, and I would get in serious trouble over it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds like you're very aware of the negative aspects of using marijuana. That's a good thing. Can you tell me how it makes you feel when your friends want you to go get them marijuana?
I've been doing it for a few years for them here and there, so it's kind of like one of those things where they always call me for it, but lately especially it's been making me really nervous because I guess I've just kind of outgrown it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Kyle, what I hear you telling me is you've smoked marijuana because your friends have done it, and you feel like perhaps they're taking advantage of you by having you go get it, and you're concerned that you might get into trouble at some point using marijuana. Can you tell me what positive things could come of the future if you do quit?
Yeah, I mean, my fiance, she actually absolutely detests marijuana of any sort. So, I mean, I could keep her in my life if I never did it again. And I just got a great job, and if I ever failed a urine test for that, I'd be out of there, and I would lose her and my job. And I just got into a new truck payment. So if I lost my job, I couldn't pay for my truck. And if her and I something were to happen and we'd end up with a kid or something, then I would really, really have to come up with some way to take care of it. And if I was smoking marijuana, then my priorities wouldn't be right. Like, my money would be going towards that instead of taking care of what I have to take care of.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It sounds like to me that using marijuana is something that perhaps you feel like needs to change in your life, and that's a really positive thing. Would you perhaps be interested in having some educational training sessions with me about, what marijuana, the negative effects of marijuana and what it, does to our brains and our body? How do you feel about doing that?
I think that would be great, because as it sits right now, I really don't know, besides the temporary effects of right now. Mm-hmm. I just really don't know what the effects of marijuana is in the long run or anything like that. So I think that would be awesome if you could teach me some things about that.
Well, that's great. We can set up some training sessions for the future and help you get on your way to becoming marijuana free. So Kyle, what I see is that you've used marijuana because of your friends, and you realize that it's not a positive thing, that you could get in a lot of trouble, that you've had a family background of marijuana use, but you do have the support of your mom and dad. Also, you have a great awareness of the issues with marijuana. That's really wonderful. And you seem very willing to change your situation and quit using marijuana. We can do the educational training sessions. That would be great. Can I ask you, is there anything that we've missed or anything else that you'd like to talk about?
It's just that it's really hard for me to not get around it when I've grown up in a small town, so that everybody in my class that I've hung out with, they've all been doing it since 5th grade. Mm. And I consider them my friends, but in the same way I feel like they use me to get marijuana sometimes. And I'm not sure if I can trust them that much, or anything like that. And I just feel like it's ruined a lot of lives that I've witnessed. I forgot to tell you earlier in our session that I actually watched my uncle die. My uncle on my mother's side, I watched him die because of drugs. Mm-hmm. And that was really hard for me to see. Mm-hmm. So I know what drugs will eventually do to you, but it's just I feel as if I need help to get to the point where I've actually quit smoking marijuana.
Yes. So I see, on one hand, you have friends using it and you're used to using marijuana with them. On the other hand, you see the devastation that it causes in people's lives. And so this is the reason that you're interested in trying to quit, so that you can have a healthier life and a better future. I think that's very inspirational to see a young man that is so aware of his situation, and I'll be glad to help you and work with you and get you where you want to be.
Alrighty, I'll be looking forward to our next meeting because I feel like this has already helped me a lot.
Great. Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you.
It's so nice.
Nice to meet you.